Hey everybody, have you ever wondered what a disability toilet is in a roomy house? Well, I'm about to literally show you how one of those looks. We're in this roomy house we just finished, and we thought it'd be a great opportunity to tell you what actually is different in a disability toilet. So come along with me. Obviously, the first thing that we do is you need to be able to roll into the shower. So unfortunately, that means most of these showers do not have a traditional shower screen. They have a curtain, which is not exactly the best, but it sort of works. Inside the shower, there's a couple of very, very specific things. So this little bench, right, that we normally put in here allows us to sit down while you're having a shower. If you are one of those persons that has some mobility issues or that happen to be kind of in a wheelchair or maybe in crutches, that kind of allows you to kind of do that kind of really, really well. And then the shower apparatus, it's a little bit different to what you find obviously in a normal shower. So the first thing is the actual wall mixer, if you like. You can see it has a big actual handle, so that way people with mobility issues can actually grab it. Also see it has a bunch of rails that go vertical and horizontal. The middle one, actually, it allows us to, if we can make it work again, allows us to move up and allows us to fix it. So it can be like a normal shower, or we can make it kind of as low or as high as we want. So that way it allows us, people with kind of different heights and different situations, to do it there. We put a little bit of a soap tray because that's kind of convenient. And then that particular outlet over there needs to be 70 centimeters from the ground, not a centimeter higher, not a centimeter lower. I could tell you why it's at that high. It's a bit gory, but you can imagine what people could do with this. It's believed that if they're that low, then they won't be able to do it. In terms of the toilet is also a little bit different. You can see here that this toilet has a blue seat. That's actually not a fashion statement. What we're trying to do here is create contrast between the ring of the toilet and the actual toilet. So that way people with visually impaired people can actually know sort of where to aim or where to sit. You can see there's a big seat here, again, for people with mobility issues if they need to be restrained to the toilet so they can go and do their duty. The tank is actually a normal tank, except that it's normally a little bit higher, so that way can cope with the separation that this toilet needs to have from the wall, and again, pretty accessible. And then here on the right, you can see there's a big rail, and it's basically designed so people can ultimately grab themselves and come sit in the toilet. Obviously, all these walls around here need to be reinforced for these rails to be able to sustain the forces that they are and be able to fully functional, even though in reality it's very, very unlikely that someone in a wheelchair will be living in this particular property. And then the last bit, which you can hardly see, is here in the floor further down. Like there's literally no steps, there's no normal hops, there's none of those things in terms of being able to get access and be able to roll a wheelchair in here or to be able to kind of walk in there. That's basically most of it. The only extra thing that we have, if you can come here around, the basin does not have a cabinet under it, and that's again so someone in a wheelchair can roll into the basin and be able to brush their teeth or shave or any of those other things that normal people do in bathrooms. That's basically it. Relatively simple to explain, not too hard to do if you know what you're doing. A little bit expensive because all these fixtures and fittings are probably 3, 4, 5, 10 times as expensive as normal bathroom ones, depending on what you compare it with, but it's required in every of the properties we do, so that's why we put them in. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully that's been useful. If you have any questions, feel free to post them below, and I'll talk to many of you very, very soon.